can we, do you know how to do that? Just turn everyone on and I'll just call. Yeah.
Little reverb.
How do we do that, Terry?
He just approved them all.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I'm not letting Jeff talk.
Thank you.
Okay,
But if they turn them off, are they,
yeah.
You gotta go back on.
But I know there's a way, we'll figure it out, or,
And then Jim needs his,
Jim's always on.
these will pick up. Jim's always on.
You
And
do it up
Sandy.
there, but.
Okay.
Yep. Sandy, you need to hit your button.
Number late, 9:01.
No, I got 9 still. Okay.
oh, Steve, did you have figures?
All right. Good morning, everyone. I would like to call good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Come on. First meeting of the month. We got to get this going. Welcome to the Will County Public Works and Transportation Committee meeting. I'll call to order at 9 a.m. Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Cairns, would you please be so kind to lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, John. Roll call, please. Sandy?
Richmond,
Here.
Balich,
Here.
Butler, Costa, Logan,
Here.
Williams,
Here.
Van Dyne.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Before we move on to the approval of minutes, I would just like to take a minute to welcome our county engineer, Mr. Ronaldson. And he brought 2 fine young gentlemen, Tristan and Max. They are interns for the DOT. They started back in middle of May, and they're going to spend the summer with Jeff and his staff. So welcome, gentlemen. You, and we already talked about this before. You do not want to come up and speak. Is that correct? Okay. All right.
There's one microphone right here.
Okay.
Giving you the.
Welcome, guys. All right. Can I get a motion to approve the Public Works and Transportation Committee meeting for May 7th?
Motion Ballard.
Second Williams.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Richmond,
Yes.
Balich,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Costa, Logan,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Van Dyne.
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. Is there any old business to be brought forward? Seeing none. Welcome, Dan. All right, we have 10 items to consider this morning under new business, starting with 1. Confirm award of contract to H&H Electric, $234,851.92. And that is for the 2024 countywide traffic signal maintenance in all of our districts. Is there a
Motion Williams.
Thank you.
Second Ballard.
Second Balich.
Previous Richmond.
Second Logan.
Awesome. Any discussion on that? I think this is a few years in a row now for H&H, so.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Number 2, confirming award of contract to Gallagher Asphalt Corporation, $385,355.60 for Washington Road District resurfacing on various roadways in District 2.
Motion Ballard.
Second Richmond.
Previous Williams.
Second Logan.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Number 3, confirming award of contract to Grosso Construction, $263,500 for Florence Road District Seal Coat in District 1.
Motion Ballard.
Second Richmond.
Previous Williams.
Second Logan.
Questions, discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That motion carries. Number 4, confirming award of contract to Tri-State Asphalt, $2.78 a gallon. Will Road District Materials Oil, County Board District 2.
Motion Ballard. Second Williams.
Previous Richmond.
Second Logan.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Number 5, confirming award of contract to Vulcan Construction Materials, $19.75 a ton for aggregate chips, District 2.
Motion Williams. Second Balance.
Previous Richmond.
Second Logan.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Number 6, authorizing county executive to execute an IGA between the County of Will and the Village of Simmerton for construction of appurtenance work, thank you, within the county right of way.
Motion Balance. Second Williams.
Previous Richmond.
Second Logan.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Number 7, authorizing an agreement for the installation and maintenance of flashing school lights for the Montessori School of Lamont on 135th Street, County Highway 35 in the County of Will, District 9.
Motion second.
Previous Richmond.
Second Logan.
Discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Number 8, authorizing Will County Executive to execute land acquisition documents within the state of Illinois for construction of Laraway Road, County Highway 74 and US 52. County Board Districts 2 and 6.
Motion Balance. Second Williams.
Previous Richmond.
Second Logan.
Questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Number 9, authorizing approval of the establishment of altered speed zones 687 through 693 in the Knoll Crest subdivision within New Lenox Township Road District, District 2.
Motion Balance. Second Williams.
Previous Richmond.
Second Logan.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, now that I may be done speaking for a minute, I'm gonna put this on the table and then hand it over to Mr. Ronaldson for some brief comments. Adopting the Will County fiscal year 2025 to 2030 Transportation Improvement Program. Is there a motion?
Motion Balance.
Second Richmond.
We'll wait for previous roll, I suppose, if you want. Okay, it's on the table. Good morning, Mr. Ronaldson. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you, Chair. Thank you, committee members. You're doing so well, moving along so fast. Sorry to slow you down, but we probably should spend a little time talking about the plan. The state statute requires the county engineer to develop a 20-year long-range plan, and that was accomplished through the last Will Connects 2040 plan, and that will continue to be accomplished as we're developing the 2050 plan now. So the long-range plan, we have one, we're working on updating it. Another part of the statute says we have to have a list of the first 5 years, which is what we do every year, an annual update. So that's what this document is, a multi-year plan. It's the next 5 years showing where the department is headed. So we comply with statutes by doing that as well. This particular document is a 47-page document. It's really a resource document for you as county board members because it goes through a lot of details of how projects work and where they are at, definitions, that kind of thing. And it's a document that's readily available on the website. So if you ever want to go back to it, you can download it. You can send it to your constituents, send them to it so they can see these documents, timeframes, dollars, all that kind of information. Then it is a document of all already county board approved contracts. So we're showing you where all your contracts are at. And then future contracts later in the plan that will come to county board for execution. So that's kind of how the plan is laid out. Obviously, you can always ask us for questions on these projects, which I'm sure many of you will continue to do. But if you want, if we're not available at the end of the day, we don't want to answer after hours if you don't mind. Go back to that document, and especially for your constituents, recommend them to go see that. So it's 47 pages. We are not going to go through the whole thing. I'm just going to highlight a bunch of pages so that you're familiar with how to use it. So with that, we'll go to page 2, if we can bring that up so you can see there on the screen. Obviously, table of contents, straightforward, right? So whatever section you want to look at, there you go. Easy enough. Page 3, I just wanted to highlight the accomplishments section. So this particular plan is going to contribute over 20 miles of improved roadways. So of our 252-mile highway system, 20 miles will be impacted by this program. 30 intersections will be impacted. There'll be rehabilitate and replace 10 structures, bridges, culverts, large culverts on our system. And we are going to construct 2 new grade separations. So those are the highlights, what we're going to do. The accomplishments section is actually on page 5. So if we can go to that. Last year, we constructed and completed the final segment of 135th Street corridor. So that road is now completely upgraded. We should not need to touch that road for quite some time. We also completed the Weber 55 and Diverging Diamond. That interchange was completed through the county and IDOT contracts within the last year.
Doing by your book numbers or by?
The PDF number. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. 80th Avenue, construction started this last year. If you go through Tinley Park, you'll see a lot of major reconstruction, especially over the I-80 structure being done now. Laraway Road at Cedar was constructed last year. That intersection was improved. And then we completed the Pell study of the Crete-Monee corridor to pick which alignment, whether Goodnow Road or Crete-Monee Road would be the freight corridor. So we completed that, and we are now starting the phase 1 to kind of further define that roadway, what is needed for that roadway. So those are the kind of highlighted summaries that we did. And then 2040 implementation down below. I'm not going to go through those, but that's just kind of a quick snapshot of a lot of the projects that are in the 2040 plan, just so a one-line sentence as to where those particular projects are at. So then if we can move on to page 7 in the PDF. This next segment just defines the various phases of what contracts are. When I speak to you, I may say it's in phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. That might not mean anything to constituents, or even you might forget yourself, but that kind of defines what happens in a phase 1. That's the preliminary, the geometry is set, drainage is set, that kind of thing. Phase 2 is the actual hard design, contract plans and construction. So that's where you can get a description as to what it means when we say project is in design phase 2. Moving on, let's look at page 12. All of our projects fall into types of projects. So this particular page is preservation improvements and bridge improvements. So there's a description of what bridge improvements are. That's pretty straightforward. A bridge is a bridge, replace or redo the deck. Preservation improvements, might not know what that is. We have corridor improvements on a previous page. That's your reconstruction going to 5 lanes, total reconstruction. Preservation is also can be reconstruction, but you're keeping the facility largely intact. The same number of lanes, but you got shoulder improvements and drainage improvements and turn lane improvements to bring it up to standards. So that's what preservation improvements are. And actually, as we move forward in future plans, we will probably be seeing a lot more of these preservation improvements because our capacity improvements, we have them all on the books already. So we shouldn't really be needing to see a lot of new capacity improvements. So a lot of them are going to fit in this category moving forward. Moving on to page 16. This is our map that just shows all the projects that are listed in the multi-year plan are shown here in that orange color and listed on the right side so you can find them. So they're kind of pretty much evenly distributed. That doesn't always happen, but throughout the county, there's a good cross-section of improvements going throughout the county on our county highway system. Move on to 18. That is a table of the total expenses of these projects. Again, all by category, they're broken out there. You can see how much each category is. The corridor is still very large. That will probably, as I said, change over in the future years. But the total for this multi-year plan is $661 million. So that's probably the big takeaway from the plan and this page here. It's $661 million and probably our largest. And I do want to comment that it is the largest because there's a lot of projects, of course, but there are probably 3 or 4 this year that did not go to construction this year, where we spend the big dollars on construction because of right-of-way or utility relocations. Some of them are pushed into next year, so they still fall into the future plan. So they didn't fall out of the old plan. They're still carried forward. So there's a few of those big dollar projects that we had to move back into next year. And then the next few pages, I think there's 12 pages, is, let's move to number 22. These documents give you all the details of the projects. And it's pretty, you got your headers, county highway, it's the county highway it's on, the section number, which is what we identify roads by, the roadway length, the locations there, district number, so you can see if it's in your district or not. There's a district number there. Then phase. There's a list of phase under for each project. You can see design, right-of-way, construction. And again, all those phases are described earlier in the document. So if you need to know what those are. But each year we show how the project is planned to play out. Obviously that plan changes. This is a planning document, and things like right-of-way happen and they get moved around. The funding sources, what we anticipate them being used for, are there. And then the amounts and the total cost are all right there. So a lot of detail there. I do want to highlight just a couple things that kind of changed from the previous plan, just on this page alone. The Manhattan-Moni US 45 to Center Road. Last time we had the construction in the MYB, which is the multi-year B. So not even in the plan, it's on the out years. So beyond the plan. But this year we were able to bring that in, and we're actually going to plan for construct that in 2027. So as soon as IDOT signs the dotted line to give us that road, that's that 2-mile segment we took over, county board approved taking over several months ago, and the county IDOT is still waiting to sign the document, but that's another issue. As soon as we get that, we will start design on that and move that up. That way we can bring that whole corridor up to standard. Because right now the IDOT section is like the rest of our sections, well, very narrow lanes, no shoulder, that kind of thing. So we're going to bring that road, the whole corridor, up to standard. That's a vital east-west corridor in that area of the county. And then in this particular plan, we took the Wilmington Peatone Road and broke it down to a bunch of segments. The last plan, a lot of that was in MYB. Some of it still is, but we defined it a little more. We don't know what the segments are yet because we don't start phase 1 until next year. So that will be more refined as each plan moves forward. So that's when you see something like that, that's what that means. And then let's move on to the next section, page 38 in the PDF. This next section is probably very important to understand each individual project. It is a several paragraph description of every project that's in the plan. So if you want to know what the project is, go here and it'll tell you, is it just a replace in kind, a bridge replacement? Is it a multi-lane facility? It's all right there. So this 38 is very similar to the projects I just mentioned. It describes US 45 and Manhattan-Moni, why we're doing it. We're taking it over from IDOT. That way we have the ability to make improvements to the road, which IDOT probably would not be able to do. Manhattan-Moni, centered to Ridgeland, Wilmington Peatone down at the bottom is a description of that as to how we're just finishing the Pell, and we're going to break it up into segments. So we don't know for Wilmington Peatone what that improvement will be. Is it going to be a multi-lane or just replace in kind, 1 lane each direction? Traffic counts right now show that it does not need multi-lane, but when we get into the phase 1, we'll know more. So we just kind of put a summary statement there for that project there. So you have this on each individual project in the plan. Then the last segment is just a glossary of terms. I'm not going to that, but if you want, there's a glossary of terms, like words like appurtenance. If the chair wants to know what appurtenance is, that's not in the glossary, but I'm giving you a hard time. Some of the words are defined in there if you want to know what they are. So as I said, this 47-page document, a lot of detail there. Again, recommend referring back to that whenever you have questions on particular projects. Use it as a resource, share it. And then with that, I think that kind of summarizes the plan. If there's questions about the plan or how it's laid out, I'll be happy to entertain those.
All right, before we go to questions, I have one. Jeff, would you mind reminding the committee the funding types, the
Yes.
acronyms. So you got MFTL, MFTSA, and the RTA. Could you briefly describe those for us?
Yep. I don't know if we have them in the glossary, but we don't. So MFTSA is state MFT. That's the money we get from the state side of the motor fuel tax program. When you go to the pump, there's a motor fuel tax. That's our share of that. MFTL is the local tax. That's the local tax, originally 4 cents when it was enacted. So that's where those dollars are. And then there's RTA, the RTA sales tax. So our portion of the RTA sales tax is that. Local dollars, when we say local, the word local on there, that means there's a municipal contribution to it, to the project. And then sometimes we have the state in there, IDOT can be another funding source. So that's what the acronyms mean.
All right, thank you. And I know you presented this program to us a month or two ago. Do you remember exactly when you first brought the 2050 plan to the committee? We've had a couple months to review, I want to say, right?
Yeah, the 2050 plan is actually a separate planning document. That's when
Oh, I
they, that's when they came
apologize.
forward and kind of showed you where we are at.
Yeah.
This is
This is the
the
TIP.
5-year snapshot of the 2040 plan.
Right.
So yeah, we're still developing the 2050 and that's another year in the making. So we got a long ways to go on that one.
This document here, though, has been presented.
This is the one we present every single year, giving you an update on where we're at from the 2040 plan.
Okay. Any questions from anyone from the committee? No?
No.
And this is always a working document, so
Yep.
things can be changed. All right.
Yeah, just, yeah, and there's new projects that come up. This doesn't have new projects in it. We bring it to you to say, is this a viable project? And if you approve, we generate a contract and it gets incorporated into the next one.
Okay, great. No questions, no concerns? All right. Thank you, Jeff.
Welcome.
So we do have a motion and a second.
Previous.
Logan?
Count me as a no.
Okay, we can take a quick roll call then, if you want. If we want. Roll call, please.
Throw up.
There you go.
Why does it say action?
Richmond,
Yes.
Balich,
No.
We control that.
Butler,
We control that. Check.
Logan,
Yes.
We'll check. out.
Williams,
Yes.
Van Dyne.
Yes,
Motion passes.
Thank you.
5-1.
2, 3, 4, 5, 5-1.
Motion carries 5-1. Thank you. All right, any other new business to be brought forward? Seeing none. Mr. Ronaldson, do you have any discussion on your end?
No, I did, Joe, just hear today that Briggs Street, I-80, that interchange that's going on, Briggs Street is our road. IDOT will be doing a bridge pour around Friday, I believe. John, is that what you told me? So there'll be a lot of traffic congestion on Briggs Street at I-80 on our road because of that. But construction is continuing as planned.
Great. Mr. McGrath,
I have nothing.
State's Attorney's discussion, he has nothing. As always, the monthly work reports are provided. Any questions on any of the reports? None? Any reports by any of the committee members?
I think we should have the young men come up and just tell us what school they're from. So that would be interesting to know.
I am curious.
There's a request by the vice chair, gentlemen, to come up and at least let us know what school you were attending. Would you guys mind doing that? Maybe just state your name and what school you're from, like, and what
We
you're
will
studying.
fight, promise.
All right. My name's Tristan. I'm just finished my second year at Illinois Institute of Technology, doing their civil engineering program. I just got accepted this year to their accelerated masters, so I'll get my master's as well in civil engineering in 3 more years. So, I guess a little bit about me too. Just at school, I also swim as well. I'm an NCAA Division III athlete. I've just always been interested in structures, infrastructure, roads, bridges, that sort of a thing. So I'm just really grateful for this opportunity to learn about government. My mother works for the Northern District Court of Chicago. So I know a little bit about government, but this is more my, I guess would be my type of interest. So it's very cool and I'm very honored to be here. So thank you all.
Good. What events do you swim?
I do a little bit of everything. I never in college I swim a lot of the distance, so 500 freestyle, mile, the 1,000. But I also do sprint events as well, and I swim the backstroke as well. I every summer, including this summer, I swim at the Illinois State Championship. So
Nice.
I'll be doing that this July, and then hopefully too. I think last season I was about 0.2 of a second off from a speedo sectional cut, so I'm hoping to get that this summer or next spring when I do conference for college. So
Good. Just work on your turns.
yes,
Well, thank you, Tristan, and
Good job.
I think Mr. Richmond missed his time by 0.3 of a second, so he's right there behind you.
No more than that.
All right, thank you, Tristan.
no problem.
Max,
My name is Maximilian Picos.
you can just slide over to the number 9 there if you want.
All right. My name is Maximilian Picos. I attend Bradley University. I'm there for civil engineering. I'm only going to go for my bachelor's and then seek a job. I play club hockey there. I like it. It's fun. That's about all
Okay,
I do.
great. Well, thanks again, gentlemen. It takes some some courage to come up and talk to these folks, so we appreciate that. And good luck to you in your future, and I'm sure Mr. Ronaldson will take really good care of you this summer, so ask a lot of questions. Okay, thanks,
Thanks, gentlemen.
guys. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Jim, for that. Anybody else from the committee? No, nothing? Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak? Seeing none. There are no announcements or reports by the chair this morning. There is no need for executive session. We plan on meeting July 2nd, 2024. And I would look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion Ballard.
Second Williams.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned and waiting for capital improvements at 10 a.m. Everyone enjoy.